وبركاته. Welcome, dear students of Bania Sports and Cultural Club, to the second lesson of our English subject course for grade 9 general, third trimester. We would like to introduce first the title and the objectives of the lesson. As you see here, Unit 1, International Explorers. And our lesson today will be about using adjectives. First of all, we would like to discuss together what are the lesson objectives. Number one, the students will be able to identify parts of speech in a sentence. Objective number two, use adjectives to make writing more interesting. Let's start discussing the first objective. First of all, we would like to discuss the meanings of new words for this lesson. Do you know the meaning of the following words? As you see here, first one, extreme, ideal, adapt, and adjectives. Extreme, if we talk about this word, some people like extreme sports. Extreme is something that needs a lot of effort. For example, he was running to an extreme degree. He was breathing hard. So as you see here, extreme means something that is very hard or very tough or very difficult to complete. So what is the meaning of extreme? Very great, beyond what is usual. For example, windsurfing is an extreme sport. Football is an extreme sport. Swimming is an extreme sport. What about the second word, ideal? For example, my father shows me what is good and what is bad in my life. So he is my ideal person. I have learned a lot of Sheikh Zayed's life. He is my ideal leader. So if we go to the word ideal, the meaning is perfect or the best possible. An ideal person is someone who is perfect. He always teaches me what is good or perfect in my life. Word number three, adapt. Example, some animals adapt their colors so that they are not attacked by other enemies. Like, for example, the rabbit or the fox or the crocodiles, they adapt their colors so they are not easily seen by their enemies. So the word adapt means to change to suit different conditions. Okay. Now, the fourth word is adjective. What is an adjective? When we say, for example, the question was hard. So hard is an adjective of the question. The desert is hot. So hot is an adjective of the desert. So what is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. For example, he is a smart person. So the word smart is an adjective. She is a good girl. The word good is an adjective. Okay, let's complete the second question. Look at these examples. What are the parts of speech? Here we have two sentences. First sentence, I like extreme sports. And the second sentence, mountains have different climate. As you know before, parts of speech are nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and verbs. A verb is an action word like climb or run or speak. An adjective is used to describe another noun like a hot place or cold water or strong lion. So strong and hot and cold are adjectives. Pronouns are words like I or we or he or she. And nouns are object words or ideas or things like book or table or forest. Let's come to the first word, I. What do you think I is? Is it a noun? Is it a pronoun? Is it a verb? Very good. It's a pronoun. What about the word like? Very good. It's a verb. And the word extreme. We describe the sports as extreme sports. Means they are dangerous or they need a lot of effort to be or to practice. It's an adjective. Very good. And what about the word sports? Sports is a noun. A noun is any word that shows an object or an activity or maybe an idea. Let's go to the second sentence. The second sentence is the word mountains. As you know, mountains, forests, valleys, rivers, you can see them, you can touch them maybe. So all these are nouns. What about the word have? Mountains have different climate. It's exactly as the word like. So have is a verb. Very good. And what about the word different? Different. We describe the climate as different climate. So it is an adjective used to describe another thing. And the word climate means weather. It is an idea or it is maybe a concept. So it is a noun. So in this case, we have classified the words into parts of speech as nouns, pronouns, verbs, and adjectives. And in English, usually we have the subject or the pronoun first, then the verb, then the adjective, then the noun. For example, he answered a difficult question. She cooked delicious food. So in this case, we have the same order. Now, what about the other part of the lesson? Let's go together to discuss. How can we use adjectives to describe things? As you know, the function of the adjective is to describe another noun. For example, this camera is expensive. It is an expensive camera. So expensive is an adjective. This flower is beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective. Let's read these two sentences. Number one, we live in a city. We live in a city. And number two, he read a story. Now, if we looked at this writing, it is not very interesting. It is not very attractive. And we can say that it is ambiguous, not clear. So what can we add to make our writing more interesting and more enjoyable to the reader? Now, an adjective usually comes before the noun, and the noun here is the word city. City is a noun, so usually we put the adjective before the word city. How can we describe a city? Can we say, for example, smart, or beautiful, or blue, or maybe strong? So how can you describe a city? Correct. We can use words like big. We live in a big city. And we can use words like beautiful. We live in a beautiful city. So our adjectives here that we can add is we live in a big, modern, beautiful city. Now here the reader is more attracted to read what you are talking about, and he has a clear idea about your city as big and modern and beautiful city. What about the story you have read? How can you describe a story? Some people, they say that we read a long story or an exciting story or maybe a boring story. Here we can use different adjectives like he read a long, boring, scary story. So in this case, we got an impression that the story is scary or fearful, and it is boring. It was not interesting. It was not attractive, and it is long. So we have used three adjectives: long and boring and scary. Now let's make more exercises discussing the idea of adjectives. Okay. Question number one. Question number one. Read the conversation, answer the question. Ali, do you know that the scientists are worried about the polar ice caps? Look at this picture. We have some ice here, and it is in the North Pole or maybe in the South Pole at the very far point of the Earth. Bakhit, yes, I know they are worried because the polar ice caps are shrinking at a fast rate. You know that the ice is melting and it is changing into water or into liquid. The question here is, why are the scientists worried about the polar ice caps? They are boiling hot right now. They are extremely massive. They are melting at a fast rate. They are not changing at all. As Bakhit said here, they are worried because the polar ice caps are shrinking, means getting smaller and smaller and melting at a fast rate. So the correct answer, why are the scientists worried? Because the polar ice caps are melting at a fast rate. Let's check our answer. Very good. So the idea here is an idea of understanding the point. You have to know why are the scientists worried. And one more thing here is, as you see here, fast rate is an adjective. Fast is an adjective. Okay. Let's go to the second question. The second question. Let's read the question carefully and think about the answer. Which sentence would you use to describe the weather in a rainforest? Which sentence would you use to describe the weather in a rainforest? Look at the rainforest. There is a lot of rain falling down every year, and there are a lot of lush areas, green areas, a lot of plants and trees. How do you describe the weather? So we need to describe, we need adjectives. It is hot and humid. It is wet and windy. It is cold and wet. It is sunny and nice. I think here what we have to choose is something related to rainforest, which is hot and humid. Let's submit our answer. Well done. What about question number 3? Let's go back to question number 3 and try to Discuss what are the adjectives used here to describe other nouns. Why do you think people like extreme sports? Look at this young man. He's climbing a mountain, and this is an extreme sport. It's dangerous and sometimes it's deadly. He may fall down and he may be seriously injured. So why do you think people like extreme sports? Extreme sports are boring. Number 2, extreme sports are easy. Extreme sports are exciting. Or extreme sports are comfortable. Do you think they are comfortable? Oh, they need a lot of effort, so they are not comfortable. What I think is extreme sports are exciting, means they make you feel excited and happy. Let's check the answer. Well done. So extreme sports are exciting. This was question 3. Let's go to question 4. Look at question 4. Take your time. Guess the adjective that is used, or guess what is required from the question itself. Okay. Choose the sentence that use adjectives. Which sentences use adjectives? An adjective is a word like hot, humid, cold, expensive, dry. So all these are adjectives. Let's read the sentences together and guess, are there adjectives or not? The day is boiling hot. How is the weather? The tree provides shade. The morning is delightful. So do you know which sentences have adjectives? Very good. The day is boiling hot. The adjective here is hot. And the morning is delightful, means happy. So we have 2 sentences with adjectives, hot and delightful. Let's check our answers together. Well done. So both of them are correct. Let's complete our next example to show how are adjectives used. Question number 5. Look at question number 5, please, and check the sentences that use adjectives. Which sentences use adjectives? A desert is a hot, dry place to live. You cannot find water in a desert. You can feel the sand on your feet. You need thirst-quenching water in a desert. If you are very thirsty, you need thirst-quenching water, so it makes you stop feeling thirsty, maybe cold water. So it has the same meaning as the water that stops you feeling thirsty. So where are the adjectives here? Very good. A desert is a hot, dry place is number 1. In number 2, are there adjectives? No. In number 3, no. In number 4, yes, you need thirst-quenching water. Usually it comes before the word water. Let's check our answers together and see if it is correct or not. Well done. What about the next question? Let's check the next question and see if we understood the idea of adjectives or not. Question number 6. Look at question number 6 carefully and try to guess what is the best answer. Question number 6 says, Johnny doesn't like to play sports. So look at Johnny. He doesn't like to play sports. He's doing something different. He loves to read. What is the ideal gift for Johnny? The perfect gift, the best gift for Johnny. The ideal gift is running shoes. The ideal gift is a new phone. The ideal gift is a new book. The ideal gift is a soccer ball. Look at his picture. What do you think the ideal gift for Johnny? Someone who reads a lot of books. Someone who likes reading to develop his mind. So the ideal gift is a new book. Let's check our answer together. It's correct. Thank you very much. This was the last example of using adjectives. As you know, adjectives are words that come before a noun and they describe a noun or a pronoun. For example, I like cold water, or I don't like hot weather. So the words cold or hot are adjectives. Thank you for watching this lesson. I hope you benefited and you learned the meaning of an adjective and the other parts of speech. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.